Halo, apa kabar Ira? Apa yang kita bisa beli? Enggak, santannya enggak. Tidak ada.
Language is power. Language is what lets you control the conversation, the dialogue. It lets you control the lines of communication.
Kita bisa tambah satu lagi kopi Indo Cafe. Kopi Indo Cafe? Yeah.
I grew up in an ethnic church where we were bilingual. My family was heavily invested in it. My dad was one of its early founders. We're the kids who filled out the Sunday school in its early days. We were like the only Sunday school kids, basically. We had a growing second generation that was born in America, spoke English, and so we decided to create a separate worship service.
Amen.
But eventually, that kind of became two churches in one building, and language was the fault line. It was exactly where the division happened. The English service became its own church, and the Indonesian service became its own church. One of the things that was difficult for us is that I have a grandma. She can speak 5 languages. She can speak various dialects of Chinese, Indonesian, and also some English. But the truth is that the English that we use in our worship services is pretty difficult for her to understand. Wouldn't it be great if someone like my grandma could go to any worship gathering on a Sunday, just like walk up right to the door, she's welcomed by the greeters who may not speak her language, and instead of giving her a paper bulletin and asking her to sit somewhere, they basically give her like a tablet. And as it begins, she's seeing everything that's being said in her language, and she's able to like understand and praise and worship and feel joy and all the other emotions that happen in the service. With our technology, you can also flip the script. You can let these other guests who speak other languages be the ones even speaking up front. We really believe that the vision in Revelation 7 was that people from every tribe and language would be worshiping God together before the throne. If I were to be frank, I feel like even with our technology, my grandma, it helps her to understand, but it's not enough. Because what's missing? Relationship. People still view her as the outsider, which she is, but because of the language barrier in the personal conversation, she's not going to be able to really make a lot of friends. And so we want our technology to get to that level where you can actually make friends with people in other languages. I first started Theotech to invent the products that can deliver the outcomes that God desires. That mindset shift enables you now to experiment, to try out new technology, and then to keep iterating on it until it actually solves the problem. If you really want to welcome the stranger, the people who don't have access, right? The people who don't have voice, it's not by making them conform to your language. It's by, in some ways, incarnating and welcoming them in their language. If we go for the harder problem of dealing with language and trying to integrate it fully into our worship and our community, we end up having to address a lot of the other hard problems of culture, of race, of all the ways that we have to lay down our lives for one another, really.